Hey everyone, we're here in a beautiful place, and this will be our very first video from our YouTube channel, Journey with the Jacksons. This is totally unedited, unscripted, and we wanted to talk even ever so briefly about one important topic that many people discuss and try to get is capturing your peace regardless of where you are. You might be able to hear in the background the waterfall, and we're in front of a beautiful like lake, river, man-made of course, and you might hear some people screaming in the background because they're pedaling, and it's at night, so that's the reason why it's kind of dark and we got the lights behind us. But anyways,
Part of creating a piece.
yeah, part of creating your peace. And it's hard to capture a peace no matter where you are, especially if you're married. We're not going to target just married couples, but if you're married or you and your partner have children, one child is like having 10 sometimes. If you have more than one children, just trying to have moments together is very difficult. And we saw this area as we finished eating dinner, and we wanted to just come and just relax. And we had a discussion just briefly before we did the video about capturing your peace. And my wife was saying some things. And I said, this is a perfect time to throw out our very first video because it's very difficult to have peaceful moments with everything that's going on.
Yes. Kids, family, it's always something that tries to get in the way of your peace, but that's why it's important that you create your peace no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. And there's people out here having fun with their family, with their children. And then there's couples that don't have any children with them. And sometimes they look like they're having even more fun. Not to say that children aren't fun to be with, but they can be stressful. They can be overbearing. They are definitely a blessing from the Lord, to say the least. But as adults, you want to be able to have that time. And you have to be able to make that time with the person that you love. Be it dinner, and you have couple dinners, couple nights out. Be it that you're sitting here at a park or in front of an area where there's a waterfall or a giant fountain. There's people out here having fun, and that's the one thing you can't forget is having fun. The Lord always talks about peace, having peace of mind, having peace of heart, having peace in your environment. And sometimes we forget that through it all, He is your peace. And yeah, you see us looking around because our little one is out here running around and buy this and buy that and everything like that. So she'll be looking around, I'll be looking around. But we're still pretty much at peace because we don't have to get up and run somewhere or do something right now. We can just enjoy the sound of the fountain. So, any other thoughts about what you do to have those peaceful moments, even if it's by yourself? I know a lot of times us guys have peaceful moments in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the time that no one is bothering you.
Right.
Sometimes men have man caves. Sometimes we have peaceful moments just being in the car or taking a walk or building. I like to put things together. I like to solve puzzles, play Rubik's Cube. There's some men that like music, and there's some women who enjoy quiet times. They have their woman cave, nice getaway area, the spa. I know a lot of guys don't go to the spas, but sometimes that's just some people getting a nice massage and getting pampered as a man. It's a nice time to be at peace. Not having phone calls constantly. That's a good thing. Like, you know, since I've been older and now that I'm married, a lot of my friends are very respectful of my time with my wife. When they're not respectful, then that we have a situation. But I don't have any friends, because they've known me for a very long time. They respect my time with my wife. If I say, oh, I'm with my wife right now, I'm with my kid, then they're like, oh, sorry, call me back when you have a chance. Or they'll send me a text, you know. Even the people I'm tutoring, I was like, okay, my family and I are going on vacation. It was like, okay, someone shot me a quick text. Let me know when you come back, because I got some good news to tell you. People are respectful of your time. And what you always say, like, teach people how to treat you.
Right.
Exactly.
And boundaries.
Yeah.
Setting boundaries with family, setting boundaries with your children, setting boundaries just with everyone. Because if there's no boundaries, then, you know, people will just feel that you're available to them all the time. And that's just a selfish way to be, I feel. Even with your kids, sometimes you have to really let them know, look, you know, it's not even about not loving your children, but everyone needs their time, you know, to be able to just take a deep breath and just, you know, digress, you know, day to day. So.
Yeah. Throwing it back to me, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderfully said. And getting away is also good. I know sometimes it's a little difficult to get away because of the work that you do. Sometimes it's finances.
Yeah.
But getting away doesn't mean that you have to always leave another country to get away. Sometimes it's just leaving that in particular environment for a few days or several days. We try our best to find places within the state of Florida that are conducive to other countries. Find different places that have authentic cuisine, or areas that create the ambience of Italy or France or what's that place? El Salvador or India, you know, and when you do that, Africa, you know, last time we did that, people thought we were traveling all over the world. I'm like, I don't have currency like that. But it doesn't mean we're not going to try to find that. And that was creating a peace. And we had a wonderful time. We felt like we were actually away in these countries. And that's something that you can do, you know.
And being a good steward of your finances is important, because people always say what they can't do, but you do what you want to do every day and put aside the things that you say you can't do because you don't manage your finances well. So being a good steward of your finances, you know, helps you to be able to actually enjoy life instead of trying to, you know, a lot of people waste money on things that don't matter. And for me, I rather, you know, spend my money on memories to create, you know, memories.
Very much so. Very much so.
Because at the end, that's all you really, you know, have. So.
You don't necessarily have to take a trip to Orlando and go to a theme park and spend all this money that you really don't have,
right, and
not put it towards something important. So it's good to think about those things, be creative. We, you know, as children, we were very creative. We had so many different images in our head. We created things that weren't there, and we as adults forget that. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible talks about that at times too, and he calls us children. Why? Because sometimes we do and say things that are very childlike, but at the same token, it's bringing you back into understanding that the child's faith can be so powerful, and their imagination is part of what created so many things in this world. So being creative with your child, remembering how it is to be a child, and how much fun it was before we got caught up into the cares of this world, it will help you to be able to have a good time in a lot of different places. As simple as going to the park, walking the path of the park with your child or with your children, throwing the ball around, different things like that can be extremely important. A couple hours of having that fun can give your mind a lot of rest.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to do today. Like after we could have went back to where we were, and we're like, no, let's find something else to do.
Right.
And then when we saw this, it was like, wow, I feel like I'm in Italy just by what we saw. And I was like, okay,
Right.
let's come over here and have a seat. And it's so nice. Even with the people, like I say, they're having a good time. Some children are here and they're like, screaming and stuff like that. But it's
And that's what they should be doing.
right.
You know?
So just think about that, capturing your piece regardless of where you are. And we're going to leave a little video of where we are so you can see what we're talking about. And this is our first video, and there'll be more to come, so stay tuned. Again, this is Journey with the Jacksons. Feel free to subscribe, share, leave a comment. Let us know about other places or other things you've done to be able to capture your piece, regardless if you have children or you don't have children.
Yeah, share how you actually create your piece, whether you be single, in a relationship, married. Share how you create your piece. And if you're not creating your piece, think about some ways on how you can start doing that. So
Yeah, sounds good. All right, until next time, this is video number 1, how to capture your piece regardless of where you are.